Good morning, everyone. Is there any way to put into words the excitement of this morning? I can't. It's just beyond explanation, and we're just so grateful to have so many people here, to have such a beautiful day, to be at this point, this early in the fall, to be able to open the doors of the Holland Civic Center for everyone. And we are so, so grateful for all the people that worked so hard to make this happen. It was a huge team effort. And as you know, we have tried for decades to get this job done. And we finally did. It feels so good to be able to, yeah. It just feels so good to be able to share this family room with this amazing family. We're so, so thankful. And we really are grateful to Jim and Eileen Herringa as being the pioneer people that stepped forward with that little radio interview with Juke Vanas and Ryan Cotton about, hey, what if somebody would send in some money and name a building? And sure enough, there they were on the phone, $2 million to start this whole process. And then the Hayworth Corporation stepped up. Yes. Yeah, so Jim and Eileen wanted to honor his parents, George and Lucille, and their names are right there as you walk into the building, the George and Lucille Herringa Civic Center. We are very, very grateful for all the history that represents and all that George did throughout this community as a leader in the business community and throughout all different nonprofits. He was so involved, and we're very grateful to be able to honor them. And then we talked to the Hayworth Corporation, and Dick Hayworth and his company stepped forward with $500,000 in cash and $500,000 in amazing furniture that you will so enjoy. So we have tulip chairs at the fireplace. Yes. So if you're so inclined, have your pictures by the fireplace and then take a picture and tweet it out, #TheCivic or #TulipChairs. And let's send that all over the place. So we are very grateful for that beautiful furniture that can make this place feel so much like home. And then we had donations from Elsa Prince, who was not approached to be a part of this fundraising effort. Actually, she called us, and she had been through some different financial situation over the last few years, and so we backed away from even talking to her about this community effort. But she called in and wanted to be a part and wanted to give back to this community that she's continually given back to. And she was a part of the stakeholders meeting that we had, the celebration on Wednesday, and I got word back from her that she was at the first Civic Center opening back in 1954. How many of you were there in 1954 for that? Wow, awesome. That is great. What a wonderful celebration to be able to once again welcome people. And I know you're going to enjoy that history wall with all the different things that have happened here over the years. And we are going to continue to make memories in this amazing space. And of course, have to thank the City Council. Thank you so much, gentlemen. There were so many times when people didn't believe in the vision, didn't think it was possible, didn't want that done, didn't want it done that way. Whatever, you know how when you really care about a remodeling project at home, how everybody has a different idea. And that's the glory and the challenge of doing the Holland Civic Center, because everyone loves it so much. So over 3,000 people gave us input in order to come up with this vision. We hired Edgewater, and they did a great job of going through all kinds of charrettes and conversations and everybody's ideas online. It was a massive effort. We're so grateful to Go Construction and their work. And through it all, we really appreciate City Council's backing to make this happen. And you know what? We had meetings that were kind of hard. Whether they were design meetings or council meetings or whatever, they were very hard sometimes. But you know what? I never saw this motion. I never saw anybody pushing back from the table. The harder it got, the more people leaned in and worked to make this happen. And isn't that Holland, Michigan? Isn't that it? We know we're going to have problems. We know we're not always going to agree, but that's not worth dropping the vision. And this vision is so worth it. Thank you, Bill. So I think that's a great way to introduce our United States representative, saving the flag for all of us. Thank you, Bill Huizenga.
Wow, okay. Yeah, it wasn't quite planned that way, but that would be a different transition than I think we had talked about. So, well, thank you for being out here. And I saw a couple of hands going up about that had been here at that original ribbon cutting. And, you know, that my dad was part of that as well back in 1954. And so I wasn't around at that point, but it is just awesome to be able to be here as a second generation to see this Grand Dame. Whoa. I can guarantee I won't blow over. But I just want to say congratulations to everyone who has been involved. Everyone from the community, from city council, from the decision makers. Nancy, you had said that there was 3,000 people that had given their official input. About 30,000 people, though, talked about it at the coffee shops and the restaurants and everything else that was going on. This is really a special place. For those of us who have grown up, some of my earliest memories are actually about the Holland Civic Center. Coming and watching basketball games with my dad and my uncle yelling at the referees. Dad wasn't much of a yeller. Uncle was definitely a yeller at the referees. Coming and watching travel logs. Who was here for travel logs? All right, we got a lot more hands for that. That was my first glimpse of Machu Picchu. Was right here in the Holland Civic Center. And it has still been a lifelong dream for me to go visit Machu Picchu because of a travel log that I saw here. How about Holland Corral? Who was involved with any of the Tulip Time shows that had gone on or attended those? Well, and I know my wife Natalie, who's down over here, for 20 years we were a part of this, singing and dancing and doing all the things and welcoming people into our community through Tulip Time. The knife and gun shows, the baseball card shows, the basketball games. It's a little hard for me as a Calvin guy. We had a few losses here to our friends from Hope. But just the character of this place. And more recently, Cinco de Mayo being added. And certainly what we're seeing happening right behind us right here. One of my favorite places to come, the Holland Farmers Market on a Saturday morning. This is a place that is known around the state to come. And we're seeing this continual push, and with what Gina DeCock and others are doing is they're continuing to move this development towards this great location. And we're just so pleased, so thrilled. It looks wonderful. We just know this is going to continue to be a cornerstone of our community. And for those of you that are maybe a little newer to the community, what this symbolized in 1954 when it opened, it was really that progress coming out of World War II, really that rebirth of Holland at that point, going into manufacturing and so many of the other things that were possible. And this community fulfilled all of those possibilities. And this one kind of stayed by, kind of on the back burner. It got a little rough, got a little worn around the edges. It was well used, well loved, but it was a tough place to care for. And now with this massive investment of time, talent, and treasure, we are now reestablishing it. And I, for one, am very excited. I'm looking forward to coming and watching my alma mater, Holland Christian, play basketball back here again. I know that there's going to be events and functions and all kinds of things that we are all going to be able to come and gather together as a community. And just congratulations to everybody who was involved. To our donors, thank you for stepping up. For the taxpayers, thank you for doing what you have done to make this a reality. And as we all have fun and go through and tour it, relive those memories, tell those stories, and think about what you are going to do to help make new memories in this great location. So thanks, everybody. And with that, it's my pleasure to introduce Keith Van Beek, the city manager of Holland.
Good morning and welcome. So in my business, a beautiful day like this is a mayor and council day. I'll let you know if it was raining, it was a city manager day. So thank you again to the citizens for participating and supporting this fantastic project. You know, we had a wonderful construction and planning team that was part of this, but I want to kick that off first with remembering and recognizing with a moment of silence Ruben Gomez Vasquez, who lost his life in a tragic accident while helping renovate this facility. Please join me. Thank you. You know, the construction and planning team here was led, and so much hard work went into putting together this fantastic facility that you're all about to enter into for the first time and enjoy. So I want to recognize from the planning team Edgewater Resources and Greg Waycamp, from the GDK Go Construction team, Doug DeCock, Chuck Geenan, and two guys in particular that spent every day out here, Dustin Hemis and Jody Meyerd. Please help me in recognizing them. And as city manager, I've been here for a whole 4.5 months. So, you know, this is a pretty gig for me. I get to come at the end of it and help open it and celebrate. But mayor, council, both now and prior that were part of these conversations, thank you very much. You're a great team to work for, and I look forward to continuing that. The last person, thank you. The last person that deserves recognition is the project manager from the city, Matt Van Dyken. When I say blood, sweat, and tears, I think all three were gained. So Matt's somewhere. He's hiding that, which is typical. But as the congressman said, I'm one of the Holland Zeeland boys that has fantastic memories of this place. Basketball games, playing, watching, recreation games later, pickup basketball games, all different types of events. So I would really ask, it's not a challenge, it's an invitation. When you walk through and you look at this place, remember the old stories, tell each other the stories of the first time that you came in here, but then come back and continue to create memories. So thank you. Enjoy your facility. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Keith. I'm Nathan Box. I'm the chair of the Holland Civic Center Place Advisory Board, and along with Cindy Pocock, I co-chaired the Heart of the Community public fundraising campaign for this Holland Civic Center Place. I want to thank all of you for coming. I cannot wait to show you what you have built. And this was a big project, and along with those before me, there are a few people that I need to thank as well. First, I want to thank the Holland Civic Center Place Advisory Board. They're sitting back behind me there. They have been working swiftly and tirelessly to make sure this day arrived. It's Vice Chair Mike Schulteis, Tony Castillo, Christy Dunn, Chris Hart, Grant Hurst, and Jim Story. This phenomenal team of talented individuals were dedicated to the community and to making sure that the Holland Civic Center Place was a success. Thank you guys for all of your hard work. I really appreciate it. I also want to thank all of the hardworking and dedicated members of the Heart of the Community fundraising team. Many of them are here in the audience today, I'm sure. I want to also thank you, Cindy, for helping me out with that project to make sure that that came to fruition. She and the 25 members of the campaign cabinet made sure that this project happened. You may not realize it, but approximately 1/3 of the Civic Center Place project was paid for through private donations. You all turned this vision into a reality. Thank you. And I also want to thank everyone who sponsored the interior and exterior of the Holland Civic Center place. Big donations and small donations alike, without you, this would not have been possible. Thank you to all of you. And Cindy would not let me sit down if I didn't say you can still be a part of this community effort. You can still buy a brick and have it placed by the flagpole. You can still get your name on our beautiful donor wall. You can pick up a brochure inside, or you can talk to either Cindy or me. Believe me, we will make it happen. If you wanted your name on this place, we will do that for you. And most importantly, I want to thank the people of Holland. This facility belongs to you. You paid for it. You built it. It was built for you, by you. As I was touring the facility earlier this week, I happened upon the printed program from the original dedication of the Holland Civic Center in 1954. Their community vision still rings true today. The program reads, "The Holland Civic Center was conceived and constructed as community property to be enjoyed by all, and it is only worthwhile as such. By looking upon it as their community headquarters, a rallying point for civic enterprises, and by patronizing the events staged here, the taxpayers who have caused this building to rise in the heart of their community will be well repaid for their efforts. Their vision is our vision." Citizens of Holland, this building is yours. It was designed and built with you in mind. It's your home, and you should always feel invited and welcome to walk through these doors and engage in activities with your friends and neighbors. For over 60 years, this building has been the heart of the community, and the taxpayers have been well repaid for their efforts. For the next 60 years and beyond, it shall continue to be your community headquarters, a rallying point to be enjoyed by all. It is your civic center. As you explore Holland Civic Center Place today and discover its retained materials and history, we hope that you remember the many events and memories that have been made here. And as you gaze upon the expansive additions and beautiful surfaces, we hope that you begin to imagine the countless new events and new memories that will be made here for years to come. We invite you to patronize the events that will be held here. You will be well repaid. Holland, this place belongs to you. You built it, we built it together. So on behalf of the Holland Civic Center Place Advisory Board, the City of Holland, and most importantly, the people of Holland, welcome home. Let's cut that ribbon.
Thank you so much, Nation. And as he said, this has been a massive effort. We thank God for this beautiful day. We thank God for this miracle on 8th Street.
Come on up around. Come on right up. Get in there, Mike. Get in there. Mayor Pro Tem.